You are listening to Practical and Woo by Mindset and Manifest. My name is Eden, and I invite you to embark on a journey with me to explore the practical and spiritual edges of the unknown for the purpose of allowing you to embody and empower yourself uniquely as you are, and to intentionally create and live a life of freedom and fulfillment. Each week, I'm going to discuss topics such as energetics, reality creation, manifestation, astrology, tarot, human design, and more to help empower you to live beyond perceived limitations and to practically design your life so it feels like absolute magic every step of the way. Let's dive in. Well, hello, beautiful human. Spring has sprung, or is springing. I personally reside in Ontario, Canada, where our seasons seldom choose to be defined by rigid weather patterns. In the words of Katy Perry, it's been both hot and cold. Nevertheless, the energy of spring has arrived, as April's Fool has shown up to jest and make light the darkness of winter. April's Fool has also given me the topic I want to discuss on today's episode of Practical and Woo. And since episode 16 has peeled back the curtain on tarot, I have a framework to do so. To start us off, I thought it felt relevant to dive into an exploration of the first card in the major arcana, the Fool. Just to lay the context, the major arcana is one of two categories found in tarot. With 22 archetypal cards, the major arcana as a collective depicts a journey a young hero takes to understand the nuances, lessons, and meanings of life. One of my favorite things about tarot is that the journey of this young hero is actually one that you and I can choose to take through the human psyche and back. Almost like a sacred initiation into a secret society. The secret? That all of your power is and has always been within you. The nuances of this secret is much of what we explore on this podcast. The pursuit of peeling back the layers of your ability to create your own reality. The exploration and discovery of finding true happiness and fulfillment. All of this starts with card 0, the Fool. This figure is you and your starting point in any new journey. You are the Fool. Now, you may be gasping in dismay and yelling at your listening device with conviction, "Who are you calling a fool?" But before you come at me with pitchforks and a torch, I want to let you in on something. The Fool is actually one of the most powerful cards in tarot. Heck, the Fool is actually one of the most powerful archetypes in life. Yet, the Fool is often misjudged and cast away because of the perception of what it means to be a fool. In feudal times, there was a monarchy and a hierarchical system present in society. One big wig often pompously ruling the masses, and here enters the court's jester, the Fool, the only figure in society who could poke fun at the monarch without risk of judgment and execution. No death sentences for the one who could say what I'm sure everyone else was thinking about the monarch's decision making authority. The OG comedic roast. The Fool always had a true and unadulterated gift of free speech. The Fool always has had a true and unadulterated gift of being himself or herself. In tarot, much of the Fool's magic comes from the dichotomy of having a physical card and the fact that the Fool's corresponding number is 0. the duality of something and nothing at the same time. Interestingly, the number 0 bears its elongated O shape because in Arabic numerals it was represented by the shape of an egg, where nothing and everything exists at the same time. A structure that can be cracked open and for which life can miraculously either emerge or not emerge. Originally, the zero's shape was influenced by Hermetic and Kabbalistic tradition and was written as a single dot, symbolizing the universe emerging from a single point of light. In readings, the Fool reminds us the importance of instilling ourselves with the courage and an optimistic outlook that urges us to have faith and trust in ourselves, that urges us to take the plunge even when it feels like the odds are against us. When we are met with difficult times, are faced with the harrowing shoulds of society, or feel the pressure bestowed on us from other people, the Fool reminds us of the strength and personal power inherent in our own inner selves. In her book, 78 Degrees of Wisdom, Rachel Pollack writes that the Fool represents true innocence, a kind of perfect state of joy and freedom, a feeling of being one with the spirit of life at all times. The immortal self we became entrapped in the confusions and compromises of the ordinary world. What Pollack is alluding to is a true self that we have, the one that has been conditioned and concealed by trappings of society and of expectation. The wholeness of a self you have always been, and through the process and unfolding of life, are invited to rediscover. Many people look at the Fool as the weird one, and yet the mask of the jester they are seeing is the false one projected upon them by society. The discomfort that comes in the face of the weirdness is actually because the person judging is longing to be as free. Did you know that the etymology of the word weird comes from an Old English root that means having the power to control destiny? I want you to let that sink in for a moment. Here is what I'm hearing. You must embrace your weird in order to have the power to control your destiny. You must celebrate your woo in order to develop yourself so strong that you have the courage to jump off the cliff into the adventure that unfolds beneath you. When we harshly judge that which we think is weird, we are denying ourselves access to see the magic within. If you can learn anything from the Fool and Spring, it's that new beginnings are an opportunity to crack yourself open and bare yourself wholly to the adventure that awaits, weirdness and all. Until next time.